by the way.
All right, we should be back.
Oh, we're live?
Yes, sir.
Yo, cute game.
All right then. If we're live, then I think we're just about ready to get it started. The file name by default is Madeline because Madeline is the name of the main character, but I feel like I have a more fitting name that is appropriate for the theme of this marathon. So.
Oh, is it? What is it? Please put Randy, please.
Oh, baby.
No.
So, I think.
No.
It's beautiful.
Last file.
That's a good file name. I can get behind that.
So, a quick note right before we begin. Normally Celeste is timed off of in-game time, but for the purposes of the marathon, we're just going to use good old-fashioned RTA. So
yeah.
Plus,
you'll be able to see your IGT at the end.
Yeah,
right?
we'll see our in-game time at the end of the run anyway. So
RTA is better.
The in-game time on this game is really accurate.
It's down to like 3 decimal places or some bullshit. So
yeah.
All right.
Very well done.
Are we? Oh, and
yep, you can fire it up whenever.
All right.
Yep.
Cool. And Via Strike is here with me to commentate along with everyone else in the voice call. So
yeah,
hello.
unlike everyone else in the voice call, Via knows things about this video game.
Yeah, Via actually is the reference for this voice call. Baseman is just going to be bullshitting. Hyrule is just going to be talking about ketchup, and
yeah,
I'm going to be watching.
So
sounds like a plan.
All right, let's fire it up.
Fire it up.
Well, you actually do know a little bit about Demo Dash. We could talk about Demo Dash later.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, didn't you play this game?
I did like 2 races with Mill, and I lost both of them. But I did Demo Dash on both of them, so that was cool.
Alrighty, y'all. As you see, Forte's here in the first stage. He's just kind of moseying along. He only has 2 of his first 3 tools right now, which is the jump and the grab. He's jumping down this bridge right here just to go a little bit faster because running. And then he skips this cutscene. It used to be an unskippable cutscene back in the day, but the developers actually changed it because they're very nice people.
Free 15-second time save there.
Free.
Yeah.
Literally free. You can do this, by the way.
All right, and now we're rolling in the city. City is a very technical stage. It tends to be the most optimized stage in the game because it's right at the beginning and it's short. So lots of people mess around with it. One of the first tricks you're going to see him do a lot of right here is the wall bounce. He's essentially dashing up the wall and then jumping at the top. Gives lots of good horizontal and vertical momentum. And then right there, that was an extended reverse hyper dash. We're going to talk about this really quick. The hyper dash is performed by crouch dashing and jumping before the dash is over. And then he resets his dash by waiting for Madeline's hair to turn back red. It's a lot to throw at you. Here's another thing right here is a wave dash. Basically, he dashes down towards the ground and jumps right there.
Yeah, I know what those are.
It resets his dash and gives him a lot of momentum. Both of those techniques are going to be utilized a lot. It's a lot to throw at you, but this game is pretty crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of buttons in this video game. Well, not so much buttons, but you know, things.
There actually isn't that many buttons used. Yeah, it's just that for how simple the mechanics are, they're just like so much depth behind them.
Yeah, and back there you'll see that he actually lined up with that spike to use it as a wall and managed to get through. Now we're out of city. It's a very cool game. Yeah, there are actually only 3 buttons, but a lot of people will bind an extra jump and stuff like that to make corner boosts and whatnot easier.
Yeah, or remap both. I think is dash and crouch or something like that at the same time for demo dash.
Correct.
Make it a bit easier.
Correct. All right here you'll see you wave dash right over those spikes to reset his dash. He hits that green diamond that resets his dash as well. And now we're going to see the first mechanic of Old Sight, which are dream blocks. Very, very fast. You can jump out of them. You can hyper dash out of them. Here you'll see some more wall jumps. He's just going to carry himself through these dream blocks. And now, for some reason, Madeline is really mad. She looked in the mirror earlier, saw Battlein. Now Battlein doesn't like her, trying to kill her. So he's got to race and get away from her as fast as possible. A few of these rooms here, you'll see that he has to pick up these little discs to open up the gate. Just rolling on through. This is a tight section right here. Let's see if he gets through. And this screen in particular is probably the most difficult screen.
Your left side first.
Heck yeah.
All the top runners that I've watched play this game, I do right side first. So
Very nice.
Left side first for life. That's all I have to say.
hell yeah.
That's the beauty of this game, right? Is that you can play it so many different ways. Like no two runners are going to be the same. It's really not uniform at all. It's pretty crazy.
It reminds me of Super Metroid, actually. Like, for one single room, there are like 15 different strats and variations, and
Yo, it's Yabi.
this really reminds me of that.
And then here, Madeline woke up, and that section actually is deceptively difficult because there's nothing to really help you out. He actually started to do ultra dashes there, which I haven't talked about yet. Ultra dashes are essentially a downwards dash after a hyper dash or a wave dash. It gives a bunch of extra momentum. I'll point some of those out later on. All right, moving on to Resort. The big gimmick of Resort, I guess, is just I guess they're introducing keys, and there's lots of clutter. There's a big mess we'll have to clean up. This stage in particular is typically not a lot of people's favorite, as far as there's a lot of Resort hate out there.
That's probably my least favorite chapter in the entire game.
I think I'm probably with you.
Yeah.
It doesn't get a whole lot better as a speedrun either.
I don't know. I'm sure it doesn't.
Nice wall bounce over. Wave dash there to reset his dash.
Oops.
Very nice. Breaking through the transition.
Heck.
Heck.
It happens.
It happens.
It's just the nature of the game.
Oh yeah, a deathless run of this game would be a pretty impressive feat.
Yeah, I mean, even the world record always has like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
There
Some of
are-
them are intentional.
Yeah, there are
but-
like
There
2
are-
intentional deaths in the run, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Alright,
But
this room here-
that's the thing too. It's like, because this game saves, like, you can retry every room at any time basically. So like deaths usually aren't too punishing.
Yeah,
This game is really
exactly.
hard. So
This room here is a big pain in the butt because there's lots of clutter. Right there you see Forte did a reverse extended hyper into an ultra. But that room is basically what we're going to be cleaning up over the next couple minutes.
nice spike jump there.
Yeah, nice spike jump. The way spike jumps work are anytime you can basically treat a spike as a wall as long as you're jumping in the direction the spike is. So that's why he was able to just kind of treat that like a wall. Okay, moseying on through. Just gonna wall jump there a couple times. Squeezing through the cycles.
Oops.
And once again, those green diamonds, they reset your dash. I don't know if I mentioned that.
You did, but it was really fast.
Yeah, this whole game is really fast.
Yeah, super fast paced game.
Yeah, apologies if I'm going quick.
No, not. You're fine, but
It's pretty dang hard to commentate this run. Just
Yeah, that too.
hence
everything
why,
is
hence why
so
I'm not
fast.
doing it.
This
Yeah,
is a
I
very
can't
tough
imagine.
road.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Alright, picking up another item to clean up some more of the mess.
Yeah, we
Grab
did it. We
key
cleaned the
and-
house.
Heck yeah. Now we're gonna talk to Oshiro for the millionth time. And this next room is very cool.
Yeah, I like this room.
Yeah, he ultras into the transition, does all kinds of fancy movement, looks very beautiful. Some more very nice clean movement through the next room.
Alright, so the demo dash that we were talking about earlier is coming up.
Yeah, so they found out that if you are in the air, you can crouch in the air and it'll make your hitbox smaller. There you go, squeezing right through an area that doesn't even look like he can get through, but he actually shrinks down his hitbox to something like 4 pixels or 5. But the idea is that you hold down in the air, and then 4 frames later or so, you're able to dash through with that tiny hitbox. A lot of runners, like Void said earlier, will find a couple keys to make that easier, which is completely legal.
That was a nice second try.
Yeah, very nice.
And this is the quote-unquote boss fight of Resort, getting pursued by angry Mr. Oshiro, and yeah,
Mad.
Yeah,
him mad, yeah.
He's just got all kinds of issues. Approaching the last screen here. This last screen is quite challenging.
Yeah, it's also really long.
Very nice movement, nice bunny hop.
That was really well done.
Very well done, Forte.
Thank you.
Alright, now we're going to move on to one of my favorite levels. I think it is my favorite level, to be honest. Golden Ridge.
It's a lot better as a speedrun than it is casually, I think.
Absolutely, because you know how to deal with the gimmick.
Yeah.
The
Everyone's
wind in
favorite
particular.
everyone's favorite mechanic.
Yep.
No, the wind is a gimmick.
So right off the bat, you see a couple new mechanics. You see these orbs, and you see the cloud. You can get bounces off the clouds. Then you see an extended reverse hyper into an ultra.
Just as a side note there, I really love how the first 2 screens of this level set up the new mechanics perfectly. So they're simple screens, and they just like establish them like really well. I just really like that from a game design's perspective.
Absolutely.
Game design.
This room is actually a little tricky squeezing through those spikes, but he makes it look like nothing. Making the wind look like nothing there. You know the speedrunner's doing a good job when they're making the wind look like it's not even there. Another spike jump.
Another spike jump there, yep.
I'm telling you, the wind is a gimmick.
He's going to activate that platform and try to get a corner boost. Didn't quite get it.
Oh, no. Okay. I tried to save it, didn't get it.
I respect that. That's actually...
Yeah, I respect the attempt.
Yeah, that backup is actually the most difficult strategy in the game. So, as far as this room.
Yeah.
That's the backup. Okay.
Yeah. So what he did there was he wave dashed and then ultra'd off the block to get tons of momentum. And that just carried him right on through. Very nicely done. Gonna see a couple of extended reverse hypers right here to get some momentum through the... Riding the cloud up, gonna take these blocks. And then the next room up here has kind of a cool little trick. He's going to ride this block a bit and then ultra off of it to get momentum through the spike.
Yep.
Very nicely done.
Makes it so you don't have to activate the gate.
Yep. And right there, that last room pretty much just skips everything. This is when the wind starts to be a bit of a pain in the butt. It really starts going.
Now this looks like it's less of a gimmick right now.
Yeah. And then Blake's joins the party right here.
No!
Some nice ultras, very nice moving through that room. That is a very tough. Very nicely done. This is a very, very clean cycle.
Oh, that was a little weird. But we're fine.
Very well done.
Oops.
Yeah, nice. Oh no!
Heck.
Sometimes I forget to jump off the wall.
That's okay. You did all the hard stuff really well.
Yeah.
That's the easy stuff, you know.
You did all the hard stuff, it's just, you know.
Alrighty, nicely done. Okay, so the next stage is an interesting case because we're actually going to go for the cassette, which will give us access to 5B, which is actually a different level. This is one of the only instances in the run where we're actually going to be completing 2 levels for 1 split, essentially. If we were to continue all of Temple A, it would be much longer than going and grabbing the cassette and playing out Temple B. And either or, as far as clears, will give you credit. So as long as we clear one of them, we're good to go.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know if that was intended.
It was
but...
not.
Yeah.
Oops, missed the switch.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like it's a thing that's intended.
It wasn't,
Alright.
but once they discovered it, they decided to leave it in.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
Alright, here's a very cool
I mean,
trick.
get on them for not just screwing over you guys for no reason.
There's the yeet. Very nicely done. He did an extended reverse hyper into a bunny hop, and then he corner boosted the ledge. A corner boost is essentially a dash at a ledge while you're grab jumping the top 5 to 7 pixels of a wall. Nice. Beat the cycle, got the cassette, and we're ready to roll into 5.
So this actually saves a lot more time with IGT, because IGT doesn't count the menuing out of levels, so. Just a fun fact. Also, best music in the game right here.
Yo, cute game, by the way.
Alright, the B-sides tend to be a little bit more linear, straightforward, but they also tend to be a little bit more... 5B in particular is pretty deceptively different. You see him go into this transition, use this conveyor to get a nice little bound. And upcoming we have the Bubs drop. Now, as found out a while back, this is basically what makes this route viable. That you can use this one-way exit and jump down and off, and you can respawn, and for some reason it throws you right over there past that spike corridor, which just happens to be exactly where we need. That just is exactly where we need to be. And Forte was very worried about that, so he got it first try.
I've had runs where it took me like 5 or 6 tries to get it. So.
Dude, that's some hacks. What the heck?
It's a 2-frame input, so it can be tricky.
Oh, it's really 2 frames? Damn.
Yeah,
No idea what this sites.
it's tricky. Alright, riding the bubbles up, skipping all our cycles, getting ready to go to the other side, be afraid. Ultra down to the second switch, and we are through. It gets even more difficult now. Got little mini PCP here.
Oops.
Nice wall bounce. Guy just barely missed that bottom switch. Alright, and you'll notice that when you bounce on these guys, they have a little bit of a delayed explosion on them. He's going to utilize that in this screen a couple.
They also reset your dash, which is interesting.
Yes, yes, very, very, very useful.
Sick.
Alright, and now we have Crystal Theo, one of the bigger pains in the butt in the run, I should say. You can go up to him and press your grab button and you'll hoist him above your head. You can throw him and hyper dash and ultra dash. He's going to see he does a very quick movement.
That was a mistake.
This is probably one of the toughest rooms in the entire game.
I hate these fucking things.
There's a more aggressive strat to it too that I don't do, but
Alright, so now we're rolling on through. But yeah, the crystal's pretty clumsy, and you just gotta do your best to work with it. Right, here at
This
the
one
end,
is
you'll-
clearly impossible.
it's
here
clearly
at the end, you
impossible.
see him do a bunny hop onto the platform, and now I don't know if I've talked about bunny hops yet. A bunny hop is essentially just he hypers, and then when he lands, he does a little hop, and it gives all kinds of extra. It's a lot to take in. It's like what you're talking about earlier in the game. You only have 3 tools, but you have all these tools put together in these weird ways, and you have a million techniques.
Rise up.
Running into the first gimmick, which is feathers. Here we're going to try to get lakes. Going to try to use this little bottom lip of wall-to-wall bounce off of.
Oh man. There we go.
There we go, nicely done.
Yo, first try.
Yeah, lake skip is a tricky one. That can be a run killer.
Yeah, for sure. Oops.
Hiding our feathers. Alright, we got the next gimmick of this level. I actually don't know what they're called, so we'll just call them Ooga Booga blocks.
I think
Sounds like a
the
good-
community calls them Kevin blocks,
Yeah, Kevin blocks.
Yo,
Okay.
That's a Kevin.
because
Alright,
named
Kevin
after the
block.
guy who provided the voice for them.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll call them
They're
Kevin
pretty
blocks.
top tier.
Surprised I didn't know that. You can see he did a nice little wall bounce there at the end, using that conveyor's momentum to push him across. Right here, he'll be wave dashing across this gap to get distance. He does a hyper here to do the same. Wall bouncing up to this transition. Going into the wall room. And these walls are kind of weird. They're a little finicky. They have specific distances at which you can dash at them and actually break through instantly. Other times they'll just bounce you back in place and slow you down. Train down to the block. We have a couple routes here we can take. We have an upper and a lower. Forte goes ahead and opts. These bumpers right here, when you press away from them, or press the direction you want to go when you bounce off of them, you'll get a nice big extra bounce.
Oh, I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, it's pretty darn useful. Got a little bit of a cycle here to beat. Alright, talking to Grandma. Don't know what she said. Never will. Riding our Kevin block down. We got some tight squeezes coming up.
Nice.
Very nice. Hopping on the water a bit.
I hate
Wave
this
dash
screen.
on this corridor. And yeah, and here you'll see some water. This was actually originally going to be an all-water world in development. They decided to change it.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, and here Forte's going to set up a bunny hop to yeet to Battling.
Very nice.
Beautifully done. And here is the Battling fight. This is kind of like the culmination of everything that's going on in the story. Battling is she's basically the physical manifestation of all of Madeline's negative thoughts, trying to get her to not climb the mountain. Now she's trying to stop her. Right through here, you'll just see a lot of...
Listening to that.
Yeah, right here, you'll enjoy the music, by the way. Good music.
Yeah, this one's a banger for sure.
See a nice little wall bounce right there to get up to. Ultraing down, but hit her from the backside.
Nothing will stop Forte from climbing the mountain.
Nothing at all. He's gonna bounce off this bumper, jump up into Madeline. Madeline, I should say. Kind of like just a whole lot of tight platforming here. Not a whole lot to point out.
I love this part of the game casually. Probably, if only because of the music.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's awesome.
Right now, Madeline's trying to use the blocks to smash Madeline. Not very. We are getting towards the end here. And these last few screens are actually pretty challenging and long.
It can definitely be punishing if you die on some of these screens for sure.
Mm-hmm. This one's a little less scary, but the one after this has some cycles that you have to beat, has some tricky.
I think this is the last room.
Yep.
That was close.
Ooh, very nice. Bouncing off the
Nice.
bumper, getting an ultra, beating out the laser. And now Madeline and
Yo,
Madeline
level
have
up.
reconciled their differences, and you'll notice that she now has pink hair, which signifies a second. And the game is going to change quite a bit, because Chapter 7 is all about utilizing that second dash and designing around. Nicely done. Alright, so this is chapter 7 of 7 in this run, but this is actually a very, very significantly longer chapter. You're going to see a little bit of a taste of everything that we've seen up until this point, with a little bit of a twist now that we have the second dash. You'll notice right off the bat, there aren't a lot of floors. So,
Floors are an alien concept to World 7.
yes, indeed.
Don't need floors anyways when you have 2 dashers.
We don't
Exactly.
need floors where we're going.
That's right. So there, that section in particular was kind of like a little bit of a unique flavor to Summit, but now we're going to jump into the city section, which is a little bit more. We've got some conveyors to deal with here, trampoline.
I really hope chat knows how to count, by the way.
Yeah, we got to get ready to count for Summit.
I always thought that the first part of Chapter 7 was supposed to represent Chapter 6 since she's at the bottom of the mountain.
I think that is what it is.
Oh, is it? I've never even thought about that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I thought.
Okay. Fair enough. What do I know?
You sure you've played this game, Via?
Dude, I was talking about, I was playing DKC2 the other day, and I noticed for the very first time, K. Rool is on the title. I don't know, man. I just don't pay attention sometimes.
This is my favorite
Alrighty.
section of Summit right here.
Yeah, this is a very cool section of Summit. Now that we have that extra dash, we're able to utilize jumping out of Dream Blocks much, much more. You'll even see a couple hypers here towards the end, I believe.
Yeah, Dream Blocks in general are really awesome to mess around with.
Yeah, they're very fun. Jumping out of that one. Getting a nice corner boost there. Very... Wave dashing over, all kinds of fancy moves. There you go, you see a couple hypers right there out of the dream block. Battling's now helping us out. And from one of the better ones to one of the, I don't know what you want to call it, but it's very difficult.
Objectively the best.
Hey man.
Lots of tight cycles to beat, and just very difficult platforming in 1500.
Just a representation of why we hate Chapter 3.
Yeah. There is a very cool room coming up here, though. It's called the Ultra Room. Probably gonna get a few ultras here. 1, 2, 3 ultras.
Yeah,
Very nicely done.
Very awesome.
Breaking our floor out here. Now we're gonna get ready to start approaching 2000, which is also a very, very difficult. It's gonna bring back that wind mechanic. It's gonna bring back all that fun Golden Ridge stuff.
Quote unquote fun.
Hey, I kind of like it. It's fun when you show the wind who's boss.
Yeah,
show the
true
wind
that.
who's... There you go, some nice little wave dashes off the pink cloud.
Yo, grats on your second strawberry.
Thank you. And here's the
Some
third
nice-
one.
Very nicely done. That is a tough, long room. He's going to go ahead and line up his block here to yeet himself over.
That was a corner boost there, right?
That was actually a corner boost, yeah. So you can either opt to do a wall boost there on that lower section, or he did actually the more difficult thing, which is the corner boost.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if you could make that without like, or just like with a simple dash.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And these ends, this is the last screen of 2000. They tend to be pretty long. Nice squeeze through. Beautiful.
Yeah, that was really nice.
They tend to be pretty long, and if you take a death on them, they're not fun, because you just bleed all kinds of time, obviously. And some of them tend to be a bit more difficult than others. I'd say the one at the end of this one is probably the more difficult one of them all. See, he wave dashed off that conveyor to get some momentum. Just blazing. Right up here, you're going to see him do a spike jump to skip all of this to get that key. And then he retries to spawn down below. Wall jump to right over the conveyor. Gonna get a couple wave dashes. Riding our orbs over. It's gonna be setting up a very tight squeeze right here.
Gate skip.
Very nicely done.
Yep.
And now we got the famous door skips. There you go.
First try, easy every time.
Heck yeah. And now we are just about ready to start counting, y'all. I hope y'all are ready to count. Be sure to pay close attention because we do skip. We're gonna be skipping those checkpoints.
Some of them.
Alright.
Alright, chat. 30.
$29.
You didn't
Just
sign up
good.
for JP. You have an emote that's called Yes Math.
He's gonna do a wall boost right there behind those clouds. Jump on up. More wall boosts. And he's just gonna follow these path of diamonds.
So as you saw, he skipped that checkpoint.
Right back there was a very cool wall boost he does to just kind of get up all the way around that, skipping the checkpoint. Right now you can see the downwards wind. He's not making it look like much, but it's definitely... And that is very shortly going to change to an upwards wind.
Yo, upwards win?
Updraft.
Yo, we going high.
Heck yeah.
Rise up.
Rise up.
Climbing up this ledge and squeezing through to get 16, 15, and 14.
The updraft section is so fast paced. I like it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
That's
actually.
really fun.
Right, and 13's a longer checkpoint. So you grab these discs once again to open up the gate and squeeze on through. Very good. The 12 right here, he's pretty much just going to ignore this entire left side. Boom.
Heck the left side.
Yeah, we don't need that. Bouncing off all the way up to 9 already, lining up very nicely. That is a very, very tricky section. Now we are just about down to the home stretch, y'all.
Can't believe it, gamers.
Order 66.
We're almost there.
Almost there.
Stay
Three.
on target.
Stay on target. 2. 2.
This is a little bit of a tricky section, very nicely done. Have to get a wall bounce all the way out. And this last section actually has very
Looks
quick,
like
tricky movement as well.
And we're done.
We did
Nice
it.
Very
run.
nice run.
Nice run.
Good job, man.
Thank
The
you.
summit has been reached.
That was a great run.
That was good. Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
35,
35,
35. What a blessed time.
So we'll get to see what our actual in-game time is at the end of the credits. But
Yeah, we got to see that.
The commentary was great too.
Thank you.
yeah, definitely. Shoutouts to V0oidathon for the awesome commentary. Honestly,
Shout out
I
Shout out to Bayer.
definitely could not have done that by myself. I have enough trouble playing and talking as it is. So
I can't imagine like playing this game and trying to commentate at the same time. This game is so
This game
demanding.
Impossible to try to
It would-
play and talk.
Yeah, it would just be non-stop talking. Like, you wouldn't be able to think about the play at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a super duper fun game. If y'all haven't played it, please give it a try because it is a blast. Even just casually, as a casual game, it's kind of like almost like a puzzle game in some ways. You have to figure out certain screens, lots
Yeah, you
of
have to figure
collectibles
out
to
like
find.
how to maneuver through rooms and stuff like that.
yeah, definitely.
But it's also a really fun speed run. There have been thousands of people who have just picked up the first level. So if y'all ever just want to mess around, just pick up the first level, run it as an IL, give it a shot. It is a blast.
I'm one of these people. I tried to run this game, and I tried out the first level, and then I got pissed at the fact that the Switch Pro controller has a garbage D-pad.
yeah, for sure. I use a PS4 controller, which works pretty well for me. But
Yeah.
it's definitely it's definitely finding a good D-pad if you're gonna use a controller for sure.
If I were to give this game another shot, it would be with some kind of PlayStation controller because I think the D-pad for those controllers is best for this game.
Yeah, I think so. I always like how they put the Celeste Discord in the credits after a couple patches, which I always liked.
That's pretty
Yeah.
base.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so the other thing that's probably worth mentioning again is that the developers have always been very close to the speedrunning community and worked with, like I said, they got rid of that cutscene at the very beginning of the game that used to be unskippable. They're really, really good people, and just wanted to shout them out real quick.
Absolutely. And also, since I haven't said it yet, shout outs to Void for sure for having me on and for doing V0oidathon. Really appreciate
Absolutely.
getting a
Yeah,
chance to do
dude,
this run.
thank you. Thank you for doing this run for the marathon as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Imagine shouting out Void at V0oidathon.
Who?
I mean, hey man,
Hey man. Void, hey man.
disband. I'm gonna need to disband a couple people in this voice call.
Alright, so let's take a look at our in-game time. Madeline makes a pie for everyone at the end, and it's very nice.
Which is the whole purpose of the strawberries.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice if you actually get the strawberries.
Yeah.
they're not so happy.
3220.
So our
3220 is solid.
yeah, we got a 3220. My PB is 3104, so not too bad at all, honestly.
Yeah, congrats on that, by the way. Forte just got a 3104.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like yesterday.
That was
Yeah.
that was
Yeah, like a couple days ago, right?
last night actually.
Oh wow, nice.
And his PB audio has Shaman and Chalmers talking about League instead of anything else.
Yeah, that's kind of
that's
a
a
shame.
that's a damn shame.
Yeah. Well,
Rip Bod.
I actually can't submit it anyway because I had like the save states turned on for like speedrun practice, so I can't submit it anyway. But whatever. It's
It's
fine.
still a PB.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Bummer.
Yeah.
PB's a
you know,
PB.
you know what that means? It just means you're gonna have to be.
Gotta run it back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
All right. So do I have time to show off a quick Easter egg or something?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
plenty of
We're
time.
like, I think 20 minutes overestimate.
So yeah,
Or-
Glenn
the
put you way overestimate.
Yeah.
Or underestimate.
Plan crushed the estimate, so you can go ahead. Yeah.
All right, nice. So, I don't know if how many of you are familiar with a speedrunner, and some of you may have seen this Easter egg already, but I don't know if any of you are familiar with a speedrunner who goes by the name of Covert Muffin.
I've heard
I know
that
he
name.
is.
That guy?
He's done a few runs on GDQ streams actually, and if you've watched any of his runs, you might know that he has somewhat of a distinct sounding laugh.
Yes, he does.
So, there is a bit of a developer Easter egg that they included. And I'm gonna look something up real quick because I need to unlock all the stages on a new file. Oops, there we go. Alright. So if we start a file with the name Fwahaha, and go to level 6, which we can unlock real quick. Not the B side. So if you have that file name and you hit a Kevin block, all of the Kevin block sounds are replaced with
No way. That's magnificent.
That's quite the laugh, though.
Yeah.
Jeez.
No, his laugh is god tier.
I didn't know about this.
Neither did I.
yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
That's super cool.
So yeah, it's just a nice little developer Easter egg, but yeah, it's a fun little bit of trivia. But,
Awesome.
Yeah, that I think just about wraps it up for the run. Thanks again, Void, for having us on, and thanks again, Vi,
Yeah.
for doing the commentary.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you all.
Congrats on climbing.
Thank you again for doing the run. It was super good.
Yeah, I had a great time.
Hope to see you later this week for the
Yeah.
other mountain climb.
I'm
Mount
looking forward to
Date.
that. I'm looking forward to that one for sure.
Yeah, that one's gonna be great. So.